And welcome back, everybody. We're welcome our guests onto the show today. We have Nathan Rome. He's a special guest director of the play and an FHS and Berea College alumnus in the theater programs, but both of those. Mm-hmm. And Leah Rome is a junior at Frankfort High. Welcome, guys, to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Great to have you here. Before we get into talking about the Seussification and how you Seussify Romeo and Juliet, which I have a lot of questions about.
Well, good.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah. But first, I just want to know what got both of you into theater. And let's start with Leah.
Well, my dad was a theater major, and so he had all these connections with the Shelby County Community Theater. So that's when I started when I was really little with their children's plays. And then I did stuff in Frankfort with the Bluegrass Theater Guild, and then it went to Frankfort High when I was in 5th grade. I started there.
Okay. And Nathan?
It's a really good question. I think my stepmother actually, Russ Hatter. I don't know if you know that personality. So Russ Hatter and Karen Kimmel Hatter used to have the Frankfort Youth Theater, and there was a play that Russ was directing, and my stepmother heard about it and thought it would be a good fit for me, and the rest is sort of history. I mean, it sort of started back then, and I'm still happy to say that I have a relationship with them. Karen actually is doing costumes on this play. So,
okay.
Nice. Yeah. So they're still involved.
So it got into your blood early, then.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it's a little like a disease, maybe like a coronavirus. I don't know.
So, Leah, tell us a little bit about the sort of student's perspective of being in a production like this.
Okay, so you can join the drama club if you'd like, but anyone can really do plays at Frankfort High. It's a small school, so it's easy to get involved in that. And then you just come into the play and audition. And, well, it's my dad, obviously. But, so we did auditions a little different this time because he's a guest director, and we're doing everything a little bit differently. So we're all kind of thrown off of what we're used to. But you just come to rehearsals and hang out with your friends, and it's a lot of fun.
That's cool. And do you think the smaller school size kind of builds that sort of friendship? And
yeah, our drama club's really little. We don't have a lot of high schoolers, so we also have the middle school involved in it.
Oh, that's nice.
And so we all really know each other, and we've done a lot of productions with each other. And so there's only 3 new people in our show, and everybody else is kind of a returning person.
That's cool. And that's cool that you actually bring in middle school kids too, because like for your dad, like that early start can be really important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Nathan, you've been on both sides of it. So how does it differ for a director?
Well, it's instead of being focused on what you got to do in terms of a role, you're focused on what everyone else has to do. And I think that was a really great thing for me in theater. The best shows are ensemble pieces, and we all hear story about the diva or different kind of things. And when those big egos get in the way, that really impacts the process. And I think being a director takes you out of yourself and focuses on how you're going to tell this story and get all the different pieces, not just the actors, but also we have students who are involved in technical production. They're doing lights and sounds and helping backstage with the props, and we've got people involved in costumes and all those kind of things. So it takes a village, so to speak.
Yeah, and it's got to be hard to juggle too with high school production because these kids are all involved in other things in their school as well.
It was a little bit of a culture shock for me personally. I mean, as a guest director, our resident director, Mr. Tippett's much more used to that, and especially at Frankfort High and Frankfort Middle, where we basically have there is an encouragement to do lots of different activities. So definitely juggling act, and like I said, Leah, a little bit of a culture shock because we of course wanted them to be focused on the play, and there's lots of other things going on as well. So
well, and speaking of lots of other things going on, we mentioned that there's a father-daughter dynamic. Mm-hmm. Tell us about that, Leah. How has it been to have your dad direct you?
It's different from what I'm used to, but it's a lot of fun. Obviously, I'm comfortable with him. But I'm also comfortable with Mr. Tippett. No offense, Mr. Tippett. But it's been a lot of fun.
When your director gives you notes, you might have more room to be like, no, I don't. He might have to hold off on some notes, like not as many.
Well, and what's that like for you to be able to direct?
Yeah,
your
so
daughter?
it is a wonderful opportunity. Mr. Tippett actually had approached me a while back to ask me if I'd consider it, and my. I got a lot of stuff going on, and it's a big time commitment, and then he let the cat out of the bag with Leah and some friends, and so he and my wife, they were putting on the pressure, but
yeah.
I was ultimately really happy to make that commitment. It's really neat to have your daughter share in something that you love, and we've had the opportunity a couple of years ago. Karen Hatter directed a production of Tom Sawyer where she played Becky Thatcher, and I was just a smaller role. She asked me with us both to come out for that.
Cool.
And then last year for Blue Guys Theater Guild, I played Atticus Finch in the classic story, and I'm blanking.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird,
Yeah,
yes. and then Leah was in the cast for that. So we've actually acted together, and now we're getting the opportunity to do this role. So
nice.
It's a neat opportunity.
Yeah, it's almost like a natural progression. Yeah.
I'm friends with a lot of people who are involved in local theater, and it's amazing how many families that it is like a family activity, and there's a lot of bonding there just in local theater.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the show, and let's start with how you chose this particular one, the Seussification.
Well, I really wanted to do something that would be fun and memorable for this experience, and particularly because one time I wanted it to be a comedy. I mean, I knew it had to be a comedy, and I also am someone who part of my professional acting experience was at a Shakespeare festival. I was a TA for when I was in college for an English professor who taught Shakespeare, and actually did. So I have a great high regard for Shakespeare and a love for Shakespeare, and this kind of takes it and puts a twist on it. It's definitely done through the lens of Dr. Seuss. It has to quote one of Leah's lines, has a rhyming tetrameter. It is very much in that Dr. Seuss style, and so the language, while you might initially think, oh, it's not Shakespeare, it's certainly not Shakespeare in many ways, right. but it actually has that same, that I get to employ that same love of language with the kids and do it in a very fun way.
Mm. And Leah, what character do you play?
I play narrator 2, which is sort of like Thing 2.
Uh-huh.
It's me and
Nice.
Caitlin Judd, and she's actually like my best friend, so it's really fun.
Oh,
because
that's
we like
fun.
bounce off each other and talk at the same time, and very bouncy characters.
Yeah. That's cool to be able to kind of share that with your best friend, because I'm sure like in your day-to-day life, you guys bounce stuff off each other too, and I'm sure that connection will be clear on the stage too. So tell us some details about the show, when and where, and then how folks can get tickets.
Yeah, so we're scheduled to go up on Thursday, March 19th, and we'll run Thursday evening, Friday evening the 20th, Saturday evening the 21st with a show at 7 p.m. And then on Sunday, we'll have a matinee at 3 p.m. The house will open about 30 minutes ahead of time, and tickets are available at the door. The cost for general admission is $8, and it's $4 for students and seniors. And it'll be held at the Karen Kimmel Hatter Theater at Frankfort High School, 328 Shelby Street.
Great.
Very good.
Awesome. Yeah. Is there anything else we left out you guys want to hit on before we let you go today?
I would just really encourage folks to come out. This is a really family-friendly show. Mm-hmm. If you can imagine if Dr. Seuss took a magic wand and waved it over the story of Romeo and Juliet and then just injected it with a lot of humor, you get some idea of what the experience from the show. It's a lot of fun. I'm still laughing, and I've seen it very many times.
Because normally Romeo and Juliet, you don't think, can't wait to laugh it up.
That story is in need of some laughs injected, I think.
That's for sure. We take the star-crossed lovers and make you laugh.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, glad you guys are doing that. Thank you guys, Leah and Nathan, for being on the show.
Thank you very much for
appreciate
having us.
it. Yeah.